All right, we're joined this morning at our special 2014 USTFCCCA convention live QA2 Max by Tonja Buford-Bailey of Texas. Tonja, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So what has been on the docket for you so far at convention, and what's coming up for you?
Well, what's coming up is the Bowerman.
Yep.
So that's really what I'm looking forward to tonight, and really excited and nervous about it.
So your Bowerman nominee is a woman you coach, Courtney Okolo. You've had this tremendous run with Kendall Bison and Ashley Spencer winning the last two World Juniors, and Courtney winning the national title this year, and Ashley winning it last year at Illinois.
The last 2 years.
Right, yeah. So what has been your approach these last few years that's brought you so much success?
Well, it boils down to the athletes. I've been fortunate enough to be, in that I've been able to coach those type of athletes, and then it's just all kind of come together at the end of the year for the national meet. So I think a little bit of luck.
Sure. Now you've also, two of those athletes won the World Junior Championship. World Junior is a meet that maybe our coaches don't put emphasis on because it's an international meet.
That's a mistake.
And I completely agree. How do we get our coaches to make sure they're looking outside of their own program?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing about those kind of meets is it's really important for the kids.
Yeah, the kids love the experience.
The kids love it, and I do know that I started talking to Ashley about the meet in December. She didn't even know what the meet was,
Mm-hmm.
So we started talking about how important it was and how much value we wanted to put into it. Kendall on the other side was very experienced on that level and had been to many junior world championships prior to that, and really passionately wanted to win. So, we knew going really early in what we needed to do. The other thing is once they're young, so for the most part they were both freshmen, and you're going through a full collegiate season, and then still having to be up and ready to run by the middle of July is tough, So middle to end of July. So, we made it a point of emphasis, but not to take away from anything that was going on during the year as far as conference and the national meet. So I just find a really clever way of being able to get athletes to stay motivated and sharp throughout the entire summer.
We've mentioned a few names that were in that group. This year is one of the fastest collegiate 4x4s we've ever seen this year. How do you kind of manage that group where everyone wants to be the best, and only one of them can win nationals, and only one of them can anchor the relay? How do you kind of manage them intellectually and emotionally?
Well, they're a special group of young ladies, and they're very smart, so they understand where their place is and where their position is at the time. So they know that I'm pretty fair, and if you're the fastest, you're going to anchor. If I feel like you would be better suited running first leg, or there's just different strategies for different relay positions, and they all just want to win, and they want to win it together. So there really isn't any argument or debate about who wants to run what leg. They just step up to the plate and do what they need to do. And again, the strategy changed as the year went, from Courtney running second leg and really breaking it open for us. And then near the end, Ashley being injured and having to slide Morlake in at the last minute at the national meet. And so, it all works out. But during the year, we all kind of know what's expected, and that's just to do what needs to be done to win.
So we've spent the last few minutes talking about women, but you've coached men as well, and you coach Andrew Riley at Illinois too. What might be one of the all-time great sprint coaching jobs when Andrew was able to pull off that double at the national meet.
But didn't win the Bowerman.
That's right. Well, you can't put that on me.
No, I just want to put that. That's why I'm nervous about tonight.
Do you feel like you kind of get pigeonholed into just coaching women, or pigeonholed into being an assistant, even though you've had such success coaching men and women?
I think as a coach, you get pigeonholed into what you're doing at that moment. So when I was coaching Andrew, then there was like, oh well, maybe she can coach men. And then when Ashley Spencer came around, oh, she's a 400-meter coach. And, right when I started coming into it, oh, she's a hurdle coach because I was a hurdler. And now I'm like, a women's coach, I guess, and now I'm an assistant coach. So I think from year to year it'll vary. It'll change.
What do you think our sport needs to do to make sure we're thriving and healthy and present on the collegiate level in this country?
I think it has a lot to do with training the whole athlete, understanding that they are students and what that takes out of them mentally and physically throughout the year.
Sure.
Realizing that it's a long season for them, and understanding how to keep them motivated throughout the entire season, how to keep their bodies managed. And, you know, for example, when Ashley Spencer got injured, it was stress. Her grandmother had just passed. Everything was going on in her life at the time that had nothing to do with track. And when you see it, the result is what you see on the track.
Sure.
So you have to try to be sure, you have to make sure that you manage all the outside stress, and then everything else kind of comes together. But and then with them being young and just having so much high expectation and stress from the collegiate season is tough. And then when you want to then maintain an outdoor presence in the USA or post-championship, it just makes it even more difficult.
So that's kind of the great work that you and other coaches are doing. How do we make that work viable and accessible and popular in the United States?
It's an understanding. You have to understand that that's the key. So you can't just, talk to a coach and get their training and then try to just hammer it away and think that that's the way you're going to get success. You have to know your athletes and understand what each individual needs in order to be successful. That's really the bottom line.
Sure. Well, Tonja Buford-Bailey, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, and good luck to Courtney tonight.
Thank you.